And we're live. Hello, everybody. We are here with Chris and Kyle, founders of Life Equals. And since it's November and typically, Thanksgiving, gratitude, we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about that all month long in social media. So we're going to kick off and hear from our founders. And we'll start with Chris. So tell us what you're grateful for and why.
Man, I've got so many awesome things to be grateful for, especially recently. Like, I've got tons just right off the top of my head from this week. So I was able to go trick-or-treating for legitimately the first time with my daughter this week, which was a ton of fun. She is just turned 18 months, and so she's able to walk and move and kind of do the costume thing, but nothing really on the head. But it was really cool to be able to go around the neighborhood with her, and I get a lot of these childhood memories kind of washing over me again and kind of reliving them from another angle, which is a ton of fun. And so that's my number one on the gratitude just in the last week.
That's impressive.
Beat that.
Top that. Well, if I didn't also have a daughter who is 18 months old, because our wives plan this sort of stuff, we also have a 4-year-old, Oscar. So Oscar's 4 and Adelaide is about the same age. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to see the older kid, the 4-year-old, who really understands what's happening and can go out and do the deal and get the candy. Adelaide, much like Lil, doesn't want to have anything on her head, so she was a hedgehog and she fought the costume the whole time. But she had a great time seeing all the other kids running around. And Abigail took Oscar out. There's one house that always gives away Capri Suns, which is like that weird little pouchy juice box thing where you poke the straw down in there.
Better be organic.
And it was my happiest moment when Oscar got that, and we didn't let him have it that night. We had to let him have it the next day because you have to give your kids some, you got to give and take with them, right? And he tastes it, and he's like, it's too sweet. This tastes fake. And he didn't want to drink it.
Oh, look at that.
And I thought, bam, look at that. See, that's when I knew that was my happiest moment.
Too much balance.
He does love the balance shots, but I think it's funny that he doesn't like Capri Sun, which when I was a kid, eating all the junk food in the 80s and 90s, I would have wolfed them down as fast as someone would give it to me. So that was a real fun moment. So I was just thankful that our kid is developing his own value set, and he likes what he likes, and he doesn't what he doesn't like.
That's awesome.
And that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is
fun.
awesome. All right, we want to give a shout out to everyone who's watching. Thanks for watching. We, of course, have Pamela. Thank you, one of our loyal fans. Thank you for watching. And a question Chris, when you were talking about Halloween, what was one of your favorite Halloween costumes? From when you were a kid?
So I've got a really memorable one, and it was in the 4th grade, and I dressed up as George Brett. And I remember that one because it snowed that year. And so I remember trick-or-treating, and it was literally snow and leaves and all this crap on the ground, and it was just super memorable. So
That's good. I think I was a hobo for 8 years in a row because I never had the money to go buy a costume, and my parents weren't super into that. So I was like, let's be a hobo. Great. Find the rattiest clothes you own, tie them around your waist with a rope, and then go out and get as much candy as you possibly can.
I didn't see any hobos trick-or-treating in my neighborhood this year.
I saw one, but most of them have Costco-type outfits that they get, and they're very pre-made costume things. But Oscar's been a pirate for, I think, 3 years in a row now because he's obsessed with the pirate thing. So we'll see.
I don't know what to say about that.
That's right.
All right. Anything else you guys want to share?
I kind of wanted to talk more about this gratitude.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us
There you
another
go.
thing
Oh,
and maybe
yeah.
say some more?
How about the fall colors this year? Holy cow.
Yep, that's true.
We are super into nature. I know you are too, and getting out and hiking in nature, and it is stunning this year. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the increased rainfall, but it's just been gorgeous, and I feel like we're just probably a little past peak in my opinion, but they are just stunning here in the Midwest, specifically Kansas City.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. We were hoping to shoot some family photos, and I feel like we're going to miss it by a week.
Gotta do it now.
Gotta do it now. Maybe you should just take them with your iPhone.
I've done that.
All right. Another thing that I'm thankful for is just the ability to come and do something that matters to me every single day. I still have memories at my old job where I wasn't doing what I love to do, and I really love what we're doing here. And it really is hard to not take that for granted and kind of remember how grateful I should be to be able to show up and do something that I love every single day. Not everybody gets to do that. So I'm really excited that my wife believed in our dream enough to support me to the point to where we've gotten the business now to where we can get paid. We have an awesome team with us, and it's just been really fun. So that and family is probably my two biggest thankful things.
Something else that I'm thinking of. So last night, a good friend that I actually went to high school with and then college with came in, and he got to see our office for the first time. And it's really cool to listen to people walk in, and they're absolutely floored because they don't necessarily know what to think when you walk in the building. But we have a gorgeous office space, and he was completely just amazed at how awesome it is. So it's really cool to be able to see like something that you're really familiar with from somebody else's perspective, to give it some fresh eyes and make it like to remember like, oh man, like our reaction when we first came.
Oh yeah.
It's super cool. So that was awesome, and also really good to see old friends from high school and college. It just feels like putting on a warm sweater.
Oh boy, whoa. No warm sweaters for me. I'm already hot. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really fun time of the year. This is my favorite time of the year.
Mine too.
My anniversary is coming up with my wife, 9 years next week. Who knew it? Then my birthday, then Thanksgiving and Christmas, and my son's birthday.
All the way through.
Yeah, he's really focused on his birthday, so I make him remember every holiday that's coming up to the birthday to realize that there's other stuff outside of him getting like a new Pokemon or something. Or whatever.
I wonder where he gets that from.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably from his Aunt Erica.
No.
When you're talking about your son, and you both have children, how do you kind of teach them the gratitude and the being grateful message as young kids?
I can't speak to that yet. My daughter's not quite old enough yet, but
Yeah, we're really lucky that our kids go to an in-home daycare, and she is really, really good about working with them on their feelings and understanding why someone would be doing something, either why a kid does a negative thing to another kid or a positive thing, and talking about that and really internalizing it.
emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence is extremely high. My son, who's 4, may have a higher emotional intelligence than I do, which is tricky. Because then you're like, oh, it'll be fine because this is just the way life is. And he absorbs things and immediately parrots that back to you, and you go, whoa, that doesn't sound like what I thought it did.
Yeah.
And so it helps me really get back down into understanding the small interactions in daily life, especially with him, because he's so fresh that everything is hitting him for the first time, and he just internalizes it immediately. Whereas a lot of us, being old, dare I say, calloused a little bit by being in the world, that a lot of that just kind of brushes off your shoulder, as you might say.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool with kids to be able to dive in and have them be this like really native mirror that can reflect back to you what your message is. And that's helped me be a lot more positive and realize that you don't need to harp on everything because you just don't need to. So,
That's
yeah,
good.
which inherently circles back to being grateful or gratitude. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. That was great. And everyone that's watching, if you want to drop in the comments what you're grateful for, we would love to hear from you too. So
Yes, we will.
thank you, and we'll see everyone next Friday.
All right. Cheers. Happy Friday.